Caution: this game contains scenes of violence and gore, as well as depictions of criminal acts. These acts are strictly punished by law. Please do not attempt to imitate them. This game also contains themes of sexual violence and self harm. This game is a work of fiction. Any relationship to real persons, groups, places, or crimes is coincidental.
Nanami wasn't coming back. Earlier at around noon, Nanami had gone to get clothes from home as well as something to eat while she was out. With a carefree wave of her hand, she'd given me a "be back soon," then left. 8 hours had passed since then. I hadn't gone online or even watched Bloodtoon. I'd simply sat on the couch doing nothing but waiting for Nanami to come back. Ever since she'd left, I'd been clutching my phone tightly, checking it every passing minute for any emails or calls from Nanami. Though I'd tried calling from my end, all I'd ever get was a message saying that the signal hadn't gone through or that her phone was off. Why wasn't she coming back? Had our parents said something to her? If so, what would it have been? Doesn't matter if you two are siblings. Boys and girls your age shouldn't be staying in the same tiny room overnight. Or something? Sounds about yeah, no. Maybe they were just giving her hell over losing her uniform. When I thought about it for a second, I realized that Nanami would have been wandering the streets of Shibuya totally nude before arriving at my base. To put it bluntly, this was actually pretty serious. It wouldn't surprise me if it turned into an outright criminal case. Because of that, I wouldn't put it past our parents to freak out and call the police in a panic. But what if none of that was it? What if it was actually so much worse? What if this time, while Nanami was heading home, Shogun, or maybe his underling Yua, had kidnapped her? And if that wasn't bad enough, what if they already killed her? The possibility of having another email from Shogun made me too scared to check my inbox at all.
ナナミ、僕を一人にしないで。
Please, hurry and come back. Until I finally calm back down, I want you to forget all about school and stay by my side the whole time. Rimi promised me that, but she disappeared on me. If you disappeared on me, I clutched in my hand, my cell phone began to vibrate. The second I noticed it, I immediately pressed the answer button, and the call connected.
もしもし、ナナミ。おい、ナナミ、今どこにいる？
お兄、助けて。
A shudder ran through me. Oh god, had Shogun really abducted her?
どうして見捨てたの？ねえ、お兄。
将軍か。
Was it Shogun? What did that guy do to you?
痛いよ。右手が痛いの。
まただ。
This again. Sluggishly lowering my phone, I mumbled that almost unconsciously. Deja vu. It was just like the call from yesterday. Back then, she'd give me my right hand. I thought it was just a prank. But was I mistaken? I didn't know. I cowered in place, holding my head. Nanami, just where are you? Please come back already. Staggering, I aimlessly made my way outside. The sky was already as dark as could be. The moon was nowhere to be seen. The distant outline of Shibuya was covered in a faint light. Going outside was a start, but I still wasn't anywhere close to having the strength to find Nanami. Should I give her another call? It was certainly possible that she was still pranking me for a second day in a row. Maybe I was really overthinking this.
お兄、何してんの？
What are you doing, big bro? Startled, I looked toward the voice and saw Nanami standing there, looking puzzled. She must have changed clothes, given her outfit was different from when she left. She also had a shopping bag in her hand.
お前
Where have you been?
ごめんね、
Sorry, I'm totally
お
late.
母さんと一緒に
I went
ファッション
shopping
誌
with Mom for a new uniform and time just flew by. That was the best answer I could have hoped for, though even then, one thing still bothered me.
さっきの電話
And the phone call earlier?
電話って
Phone call? Oh, yeah, sorry. I really should have done that, or at least emailed you saying I'd be running late. No, that's not what I mean. I'm saying you did
僕の
call.
携帯に
うんうんしてない
No, wasn't me. You really gotta pull your head out of the clouds, big bro. Nanami's answer seemed pretty relaxed. This conversation was just beyond off. Talk about dissonance.
それより
Forget
今日の
that.
晩ご飯
Wanna guess what we're having for dinner tonight?
へへなんと
What's this? Salisbury steak, handmade by yours truly? Yep. You can up two from now on if you want, big bro.
ちょ待って
Wait a sec. Didn't you call me saying something about giving back your right hand?
もう
Sheesh, you're being really stubborn right now. Like I said, I didn't call you. You must be mistaking me for someone else. Putting on a very clearly sullen face, Nanami stormed into the container in a pout. Was I being deceived? It didn't really seem like it. Not to mention, Nanami wasn't the type to put such shit-tier pranks. Or at least, that was how I remembered her being. So, what was that phone call then? Another one of Shogun's traps? Right then, I felt a chill on the nape of my neck, just like I was being watched. Whose eyes are those? After we finished dinner,
ななみ
Nanami,
話がある
we need to talk.
ん
Huh?
何
What about? Without looking up from the manga she was reading, she gave an apathetic reply. She'd been flipping through various volumes from the pile of manga stacked up in the corner of the room. It's
真面目な話だ
serious.
から
So actually,
Shut up,
listen.
どうしたの
What's the
急に
matter?
改まっちゃ
Weird
っ
for you
て
to get so serious all of a sudden. Perplexed, she closed the manga, straightened her back, and then faced me.
これでいい
Ready when you are.
一昨日のことは
Do you remember anything about the day
何か
before
思い
yesterday?
出した
The day before yesterday, Nanami had been cowering outside my container house, butt-ass naked. Her clothes, school bag, and bongo were all missing. As for her phone, it'd been sent to me in a cardboard box covered in blood. Nothing about this was normal. Nanami had said herself that not even she knew what happened. She'd been suffering from a type of amnesia. Was she still dealing with it, though? Maybe she'd recovered since then. After all, she was acting like her usual self. When I asked her if she remembered anything now, Nanami immediately frowned, then lightly shook her head from side to side.
まだ
Still the same.
全く
Seriously?
全然
Nothing at all?
全く
Seriously? Nothing at all?
なるべくね
Yeah, I've been trying as hard as I can to just not think about it.
お母さんにも
I haven't
話
even
してない
told
し
Mom.
おかげで
Thanks to that, it was
制服
pretty
が
tough
なくなった
dodging the
り
question of where
ごまか
exactly
す
my
の大変
uniform
だっ
went.
たよ
Maybe I should take her to the hospital after all. What field of study would amnesia even fall under? Psychiatry? If it is psych, then we should probably see Dr. Takashina. At least that was my thought process until I remember he had been murdered as a part of New Gen. A sharp pain shot deep into my chest.
ななみ
Nanami,
僕は
my life is in
命を
danger.
狙われてる
Huh? Nanami's eyes went wide. Of course, pretty much anyone would react like that if I suddenly said something so batshit. Problem was, the batshit stuff was the truth, so I decided to tell her everything. I told her about Shogun, about how I'd witnessed the third Nugent case, the crucifixion. After that, countless strange, terrifying things had been following me without end. I told her about the threatening emails and other messages Shogun had sent me right before she'd landed naked on my doorstep. And lastly, I told her about the 2 prank calls I'd received from the fake prank version of her pranking me and pranking Walmart. At first, Nanami smiled and said, "Big bro, don't you think you're being kind of delusional?" But eventually, she realized that I wasn't joking around, and her expression stiffened.
いいか、これから
Listen,
しばらくは
no more going out alone for a while.
どこで襲われる
We
か
could be
わからない
attacked at any moment.
お兄
Big bro,
ナナ
you're scaring me.
僕だって怖いよ
I'm scared too.
だから二人で
That's
協力
why
す
we
るん
need
だ
to stick together. If the two of us stuck together, we could keep each other safe. Not that I had any clue how a shitty older brother like me could keep her safe, nor how I'd support her feelings and whatnot. All I knew was that I couldn't bear it if she left me alone. I would have preferred help from someone who could have offered physical protection, but, well, my first choice would have been police, but I was hesitant to talk to them. Those detectives I'd spoken to in front of the Kurenai conference hall hadn't shown themselves since then. What happened to all that talk of defending me? Besides, they still might have suspected me for being the culprit behind the crucifixion. Trusting the police was out of the question. Until I could think of a better countermeasure, the only choice I had was to stay locked in my base. Sinking into the couch, Nanami wrapped her arms around herself and simply trembled. Sitting on the couch myself, I stare idly at the Saratan poster hanging above my room. The PC was completely clean now. Yes, I did that on purpose. After telling Nanami everything, she'd gone silent for a moment out of fear before breaking the silence with, "You know what? Let's clean up in here." It'd taken 2 to 3 hours for things to get this clean. She guessed she'd figured that keeping herself moving would mean she wouldn't have to think about everything else. She was lying in bed now. Huh? When was the last time that bed had been used for its intended purpose? I actually used it for a couple months back when I first started living here. Or at least I felt like I had. It was always such a hassle cleaning this place up. Every time I did it, it was total hell, and I couldn't wait for it to be over. As things were, though, now, I was glad it was actually clean for once. Last night, Nanami had slept on the couch and I on the floor, so I couldn't be happier to be sleeping on the couch tonight because god damn, that had not been comfortable. That said, I was a night owl by nature, so unlike Nanami, I wouldn't be drifting off so early. Well, yesterday had already ended, so I guess right now was technically early. I usually hit the sack once the sky is starting to brighten up. So yeah, I was pretty much just lying there on the couch, staring off into space. Had Nanami started to fall asleep yet? Judging by her breathing, probably not. Then, as if she'd somehow heard my thoughts, Nanami began to squirm around. She tossed and turned for a moment before eventually showing her face.
ね
Hey, big bro.
Ne-
Were you
寝てなかったの
asleep?
えうん
Mm-hmm. Nanami looked like she'd had something on her mind. After a moment, she timidly spoke up.
あのね
Hey,
一
just
緒
an
に
idea, but
寝てあげよ
what
う
if I
か
slept with you?
No.
What?
あ
Wait. It's not like I
別に一緒に寝
want
た
to
いわ
sleep
けじゃ
with
な
you.
い
It's
よ
just,
ほ
you
ら
know,
こ
you're
れだけお
you
兄
and
が
stuff.
ふ
So
わ
I
っ
know
と
you're
一人
just too
にさ
freaked
せ
out
た
to
いん
sleep
だ
out by
から
yourself.
本
So
当は
while I
嫌
don't
だ
like
け
this
ど
one bit, I'll just have
そうだけ
to
ど
make an
別っ
exception.
てことで
Just this once. Her voice slowly got weaker and weaker as she spoke. Try as she might to keep up the front, at the end of the day, Nanami was just too scared to sleep. So that was how I had ended up in this situation.
もし
Do
その
anything
話
dirty to
をし
me
た
and I'll
ら
kick your butt.
本気で怒るからね
Like I'd
そうい
ever.
うわけないだろ
Don't be dumb.
わかんないじ
I
ゃん
mean, you never
つい
know.
ムラムラし
What
ちゃっ
if
た
he
り
got
す
all
るんじゃない
turned on or something? Diddy.
しないって言
I'm
っただろ
telling you, I'm not gonna do
元に
anything.
ムラムラ
As
し
if
て
I'd ever get
切る
turned on by my little emoto. Hmm.
それ
Well,
はそ
that
れ
kind
で
of
ちょっとショッ
stings.
ク。
You could at least get a
少しくら
little
いフラ
nigga.
フラし
What?
てほしいな。
誰がするか。
As if
僕ばっかり
if you're just gonna bitch the whole time,
一緒に
go
寝るのは
sleep somewhere
無理でした。
else.
ごめんなさい。もうい
Sorry,
ません
I'll
わ。
just shut up then. Nanami went silent, pursing her lips in a pout. Hmm. Hmm. This was way more embarrassing than I anticipated. My heart was beating oddly fast. Sure, she was my sister, but I'd never once been this close to a real girl. Not to mention, we were literally sleeping in the same bed. I'd audibly said I wasn't ever going to get turned on, but the truth was that had been a lie. Frankly speaking, I was already borderline. God, why did Nanami have to be staring at me? Close your eyes already. Don't look. It's embarrassing.
なんだか
I don't really
変
know
な気が
why,
した
but
ね。
this feels pretty weird, huh?
ね
Hey,
え、お
big
兄
bro.
はナナのこ
You
と
don't think I'm
鬱
annoying,
陶
do
しいっ
you?
て思ってる？
Huh?
うーん、
Yeah,
思っ
you
てるん
probably
だ。
do. I mean, she was right. I did. She was such a brat and always yapping on and on about dumb shit. And I was always finding some way to interfere with my life. Though I suppose it was more fitting to say that I used to think of her that way. For the past couple of days or so, I'd been spending more and more time with her. And during that time, even when she was feeling so incredibly weak, she'd still put on a smile and put up with a pathetic person like me. When I thought of it that way, it made me start to think that my sister was genuinely a source of comfort to me. Maybe even a really big one.
持って
No,
ないよ。
I don't.
別に
It's
思わなく
fine.
て
It's
平
not a
気だ
big
よ。
deal if you do.
ただね、
And FYI, don't get the wrong idea, but I just want to let you know
お兄のこと
I don't
嫌い
hate
なわけ
you.
じゃないからね。
Where the hell did that come from?
お兄って
Remember back when you were in the
前入院してたで
hospital?
しょ？
Wait, what?
入院は
I've
して
never
ない。
been
普
hospitalized.
通にし
I've
てた
gone
だ
in
け
for
だ。
visits, but I never stayed there.
嘘。
That's not
入院して
true.
た
You
じ
were
ゃん。
definitely in the hospital at one point.
してない。
No, I wasn't. You're just wrong.
そうだっけ？
Are you sure?
まあいいけど。
Well, whatever.
とに
Forget
か
about
くお
that.
兄が学校まで
Anyway,
来なくて
back when you
大
couldn't
変だっ
make
た
it to
時に
school and things were
みんな
really
でしっか
hard
り
for
しな
you,
く
it
ちゃっ
got
て
me
思うよう
thinking
に
that
なっ
I
たの。
needed to stay strong, dependable.
いつもお兄に
So, the
一
reason
緒
why
に
I'm
いさ
nagging
と晴れ
you
て
all
言っ
about
てたの
some
だって
sorts of stuff,
そういう理由
well,
なんだよ。
that's why.
お兄が
It's
嫌い
got
なこと
nothing to
があ
do
る
with
か
me
じゃない
hating you,
よ。
okay?
昔は
Way
お
back,
兄が
before you
病
ever
院に
went to the
行く前
hospital, you always used to spoil me
みんな
like
いつも
crazy.
お兄に甘えてたよね。お兄は
Back
ナナ
then,
にとって
I
は
could always
頼
rely
り
on
に
you.
なるお兄だった。お兄のこ
I
と
loved you more than
大
anything,
好き
big
だった。
bro. Past tense, huh?
だから
So
今
that's
度は
why I
ナナがし
thought
っ
that
かりして
this time
少
I
し
could
で
be
も
the
お
dependable
兄の
one.
負担にならない
That
ように
instead
し
of you
て
being there for me,
お
I'd be
兄を
there
役
for
に
you
立とうと
and
思って
I'd help you with whatever you were struggling with.
あんまり役に
Not
立
that I
て
can
た
say
つ
for
もり
sure
は
how much I've
な
actually
らないけ
helped
ど
here.
ダメな。
I'm sorry for being such a horrible brother. Maybe it was because of where I was, but for whatever reason, it was easier to say things I wouldn't normally say.
気にしないでいい
It's
よ。
okay,
兄弟
really.
だもん。
We're siblings
それ
after
に
all.
ナナは
Besides,
私
I
の頼
remember
りがい
all
ある
about
の
how
に
dependable
ス
you
テー
used
ジ
to be.
どんなに
So
嫌
it
でも
doesn't matter
ナ
if
ナ
you
は
slip and fall
お
a bit
兄の
along the
嫌
way.
になんてならない
I'll
からね。
never hate you. Okay? Mm,
ナナミ。
Nanami. So that was how Nanami felt. I was incredibly happy. At this point, I would never stop kicking myself for thinking that having a real sister would suck ass. Having a sister, having Nanami was a blessing.
でも
But
今日は
just for today, just for a
ちょ
little
っとだけ
bit,
甘えても
could you
いい
spoil me instead? I don't like where this is going.
さっきは
It's old
強
meds.
がり言っちゃった
I know earlier I acted really tough, but to be honest,
一人で横にな
when
って
I was lying there all alone, my imagination was really starting to scare me. And it just kept getting worse.
だから
So,
お兄
could
に
you
会い
just
たかっ
spoil me for a little bit?
た安心した
I
かっ
just
た
want to feel okay again. Nestling her body up against mine, Nanami buried her face in my chest. She smelled really nice.
ずっと
I've wanted you to do this for so long. What the fuck? What's going on?
ずっと
I've wanted you to spoil me like this for so long, big bro. Please, dude, please no. I couldn't help but embrace her slender body. Then I hugged her tighter, then tighter. As long as I had Nanami, nothing else mattered. I didn't need Sedaton. I didn't need people bowing down to me in ESO. All I needed was Nanami, a girl of flesh and blood, a girl who always had me on her mind. Feeling her warmth on my skin put my mind entirely at ease, and next thing I knew, I was falling into a deep, gentle sleep. When I woke up, I was lying on the couch.
俺
Huh? That was weird. I thought I'd been asleep in my bed with Nanami. Had I just woken enough to make my way over here but not realize it? I looked up at the bed only to see a bulge under the sheets. Nanami must have still been asleep. I checked the time on my phone. Damn, it's late. Huh? I felt an odd sense of discomfort. Something wasn't right. I had no idea what, though. It was like my brain had no idea what. That's not the normal sound of his computer. That's a porter. I mean, it's pretty obvious it's a porter, but still. What date is it today? If I remembered correctly, I was pretty sure it wasn't November yet. I mean, how the hell could I have gone to sleep and then woken up at 8 p.m.? Wait, did that mean I slept for almost 20 straight hours? Yeah, not a chance. It didn't matter how much I'd let my guard down since I was with Nanami. There's no way I could have gotten that much shut-eye. I had to wonder if my phone was just broken, and therefore the date and time were wrong. But when I checked the date and time on my PC, they were the same as my phone. A little past 8 p.m. on November 4th.
嘘だろ
No way. There's just
嘘だ
no way. Muttering that to myself, I connected to the internet, opening both my browser and email as I scoured the latest news. But no matter where I looked, the date always indicated November 4th. I read through countless news articles before one in particular caught my eye. Zako. The article was dated October 28th, 1 week ago. All this could be connected to Shogun and the email he'd sent summoning me. Shogun had definitely sent me an email saying to come to O-Front at 9 p.m. That couldn't be just random coincidence. What's more, what the hell? Something was off here. For one, the 6th Nugent case should have been Dominatrix, and for two, the 7th Nugent case, DQN puzzle, Nugent? When had all that happened? Staring at the Nugent bulletin, I froze completely.
メールだよ
You've got mail, you big dum-dum. It took the sound of Sedatan's voice to bring me back to myself. Apparently, I'd had an ungodly number of new emails, and my completely was finally ready to load them all. I'm gonna kill you. You think I'm stupid? Don't be such a dumbass. 53 new
You've got
emails,
some
and they were all
nerve.
from Shogun?
You're a cunt.
Every single
I
title was
promise you,
openly, entirely
you really
confrontational.
shouldn't ignore
I never once see Shogun swear like
Don't say
that
I didn't
before.
warn you. Why
Feelings
didn't
of
you
fear and
show up?
confusion made a disgusting, nasty sweat bead across my entire body. Nervous as I could be, I clicked the most recent email.
Not a single reply all week. I'm not the sort of moron you're making
What was
me
going
out to
on
be.
here? What was even going on,
If that's your
goddammit?
plan, then I'll see to it that Nanami
Calm
Chan
down.
goes
Take a
towards your
deep breath
even
now.
more.
Stop for a second
If I
and
overdo
think.
it a bit and she
This is
isn't
all just a
dead,
delusion.
don't blame me
Yeah, this
for
is
it.
all just a dream.
It'd be
Just a
all
dream,
your fault,
Takumi.
not mine. You're the bad guy here.
I was gonna wake up, and then the laugh track would ensue. Then I'd realize I was sleeping with Nanami in my bed, and then I'd be back in reality. A knocking sound resounded from my door. It was coming from outside. Who was it? I held my breath, eyes glued to the door. Silence, no sign of life at all. But the moment I thought I'd just been hearing things, the knocking sound came again. I hadn't been hearing things. Oh God, was it Shogun? After all this time, had he finally come here to kill me? And yet, when I heard the voice from beyond the door, it was beyond even my wildest expectations. Big bro, open up. Please. Nah, me?
Huh? Hell, my eyes snapped to the bed. Nanami should have been asleep up there. There was a bulge right under the white sheets. It's his manga. Huh? Hey, Nanami, wake up! I climbed partway up the ladder to the bed, then told Nanami to wake up, and yet the sheets didn't move an inch. Something wasn't right. Nanami! I violently threw them off, and beneath them were just a bunch of cardboard boxes. Nanami wasn't there. Huh? My mind went blank. Not only was Nanami not there, but the bed wasn't even clean. It would have been impossible to sleep in. There were boxes upon boxes stuffed full of manga and eroge. That was how it looked before Nanami had cleaned it up yesterday, but now it was back to normal. Back to being a spot I used for storage. Wait, hadn't Nanami cleaned up yesterday? I looked around the room. Not a damn thing about it was even close to clean. Why hadn't I noticed that sooner after waking up a few minutes ago? I was at a total loss. My memories were all jumbled up. Big bro? I heard her voice coming from outside again. Nanami's voice. Who was that Nanami? Where was the Nanami I'd slept with? What happened to the naked, trembling Nanami? I didn't understand. I didn't understand a damn thing. I stumbled my way to the door, then clung onto it. The outside was locked with a padlock. This entire container had been a locked room. It would have been impossible for Nanami to sneak out while I'd been asleep. I was on the brink of tears. This had to be an attack from Shogun. Still, I knew I had to open the door. Because outside Nanami's voice, it was incredibly, incredibly weak. And it was calling for me. And so I undid the lock, and then I gently opened the door. Nanami was there, wearing her missing uniform, her entire body covered in blood, her right hand severed, wielding a blade I'd never seen before. A D sword. Her hollow eyes turned toward me. Stunned as could be, I couldn't say a word. Why? Why didn't you come? I waited a whole week for you. I called out for you over and over again. Big bro, save me. Like you never came. This was a delusion. This was a delusion. This was a delusion. My right hand. It hurts. Give me back my right hand. Give me back my right hand. Ever since I woke up this morning, my right hand's been throbbing a little bit. Which was real? Which was a delusion? What was I looking at? Who had I been talking to up until now? Where had Nanami gone? Where had this Nanami come from?
お兄
Big bro. Suddenly I heard Nanami's voice come from behind me. In front of me was Nanami covered in blood. Behind me was Nanami calling out to me. Fear gripping me, I nervously turned around, and behind me was Nanami. Wearing the clothes I'd lent to her, her right hand still perfectly attached. There were two Nanamis.
そいつ誰
Who is that? I like how her arm is missing. You can't see it in a lot of her CGs. Her hand, at least. The two Nanami spoke in unison. When Nanami saw Nanami, her expression grew puzzled. When Nanami also saw Nanami, her expression grew tearful. Record a second line that's unique for that Nanami. Caught between two Nanami's eye.
これは
This is a delusion.
妄想だ
Sank to the floor, clutching my head. If this was a delusion, I wanted to wake up already. I didn't want to see a delusion this horrifying, and yet no matter how much I wanted to wake up, I couldn't get back to reality.
その偽
Is she a fake? She locked the fuck in. The bloodstained Nanami shifted and swayed. She held onto her D sword, a sword both pitiful and sinister, with a height comparable to even her own.
なんで偽
Why is this fake with you?
お兄と一緒にいるのそいつの
It's her fault you didn't come save me?
助けに来てくれなかったのナナは
What?
偽物じゃない
I'm not a fake. Oh fuck. You're the fake here with that weird sword thing.
偽物じゃん
Both voices belong to Nanami. Both faces belong to Nanami. Both called me Big Bro. Which Nanami was real? Which Nanami was fake? Were they both real? Were they both fake?
偽物の
I'll show you fake.
お兄から離れてよ
The bloodstained Nanami brandished her D-sword with one hand and then swung it with incredible ease. The end of it aimed straight toward the non-bloodstained Nanami's neck. Ah! Making no attempt to avoid it, Nanami froze in place. It hit her head on. The brutal, unforgiving edge of the D-sword dug into her neck and then... it slipped right through. Huh? The non-bloodstained Nanami should have been decapitated. Yet there wasn't even a drop of blood. She wasn't even injured. She simply stood there just as she had been the whole time. There wasn't any doubt that Nanami had swung the D-sword, and with that amount of force behind it, Nanami's head would have been blown clean off. I knew it. You really are a fake. Huh? What? How did I... Stop.
偽物だから
You're a fake, and you know it.
偽物
I'm not a fake! Shut up already.
お兄
Big bro. Get away! Get away from them!
違う
She's wrong, big bro. I'm here. You know I'm right here. Shut the hell up! I couldn't help but scream. It was all just so goddamn confusing.
どっちか
One of you is a delusion.
僕の妹
My sister isn't Nanami. Isn't two different people. I alternated between the two Nanamis, comparing them. Both looked like Nanami to me, so I turned to the one wearing my sweatshirt. I wished from the bottom of my heart that this Nanami was real. That the Nanami I'd held tightly in my bed was real. And so I followed my desire, reached my hand out toward her face, and all I could do was gently brush her cheek. But, just like the D-sword before me, my hand slipped right through her. Even though Nanami was right there, I couldn't touch her. I'd felt nothing there, as if she were a holographic projection. I was overwhelmed by an uncontrollable sadness. Tears flooded from my eyes in large drops. No!
嘘だよ。
There's no way!
ナナは
I'm not a fake!
偽物じゃないよ。ねえ、お兄
Come on, big bro. I'm not a fake, right? Say I'm not a fake. Nanami tried to cling on to me, and I tried to hold on to her in return. And yet, just as I feared, the Nanami before me had no substance. My hand slipped right through her body. This is wrong. This is all wrong. I'm right here. Nanami's right hand firmly grasped my left. I could feel it. I could feel her frail strength grasping my hand. I could feel neither her body nor her head nor her neck. Oh, the delusion was born. It gained form from her hand. That's fucking cool. Only her right hand was touching me. Get away from him! The Nanami without a right hand shouted out. Get away from my big bro right now, you monster! The very next second, all power drained from her body, and while still holding on to her D-sword, she fell to the ground with a thud. Sweat was pouring from Nanami's forehead, the color draining from her face. Considering her right hand had been cut off, and she was bleeding profusely, it was only a matter of time until she passed out. An awful thought passed through my mind. I knew it couldn't be true, but I couldn't stop myself from thinking about it. In my mind, it was the only answer to all this. An answer that was no less than a nightmare.
そうだよ。
That's right. I heard a voice that wasn't Nanami's.
タクが
It's exactly as you think, Taku.
考えた通りなの。
Behind the fallen Nanami, standing outside the door was
リミ。
Rimi. Wielding a wing-like D-sword, Sakihara Rimi was standing right there. Our eyes met. She looked at me with deeply sad eyes.
あなたが今、
The Nana-chan, whose right hand you're holding right now,
そのナナちゃんは、あなたが
is the one you're about to real
リブ
boot.
ートしようとしている存在。
Real boot?
現実に耐えられな
You
くて
couldn't face reality, so you imagined her.
理想の
The Nana-chan who's holding a D-sword is the real
本
one.
物なんだよ。
Don't,
言わないで
don't lie to him!
ナナの方が本
I'm the real Nanami!
タク
Taku, when you saw Nana-chan sever head, you went into a state of shock.
手首を見て食事そして
And in order to cope with it all, you created a delusion.
手首を見てない
A delusion when you never saw the hand.
ナナちゃん
A delusion in which Nana-chan was safe and sound.
無事だって
I hadn't seen a hand. Shogun had only sent a bloodstained cell phone. Oops, I may have skipped over that part by accident. Uh-oh. Or had the hand been there? Maybe I'd been trying not to see it. Maybe I'd been refusing to. Because the player made active choices that you loved your sister a lot more. Therefore, the shock of seeing her hand was way worse than before. So, she was saying that Nanami being naked was something I'd made up? And that the real Nanami, the one who was standing in front of me covered in blood and missing her right hand, had been kidnapped by Shogun? You're lying.
本当なの
It's the truth.
ねえタク
Please, Taku.
今すぐ
You need to stop this delusion immediately.
あなたがしよう
What you're
と
about
して
to
いる
do
ことは人間を一人
is commit the terrible act of creating a human being.
恐ろしい行為なんだよあなたは
The
今
power you're using right now exceeds the energy of even a nuclear weapon,
使ってる
and it will probably kill the real Takumi.
そのせいで
Even if you weren't aware of it,
あなたは
that's why
ほとんど昏睡
you were in a near coma for the past week.
自覚してないかもしれないけどタク
Taku, If you don't stop, then there really will be two Nana-chans in this world. And the more power you put into that delusion, the more life it takes away from someone else. So please,
嘘だ。
you're lying.
ごめんね。
I'm sorry.
あなたを
It's my fault for not being able to protect
私の
you.
責任だよね。だけどお願い。
But I'm begging you, as painful as it may be,
辛いかもしれないけど、現実を見て
you need to face reality.
今すぐ
Stop this delusion right now,
妄想
Taku.
を止めて。お兄、
Big bro, don't erase me.
これ以上
If you don't stop this delusion,
私が
I will kill you.
あなたを殺す。
Big bro! I shook off Nanami's right hand. It was all too much. I couldn't take it anymore. I didn't have the slightest clue what to believe. Believing Rimi's explanation, I just couldn't. Believing Nanami, who was standing there in tears, I just couldn't. Believing Nanami, who was lying there grasping a D-sword, I just couldn't. Believing myself and what I felt, I just couldn't. What I wished for was something simple. A quiet, peaceful life with nothing to disturb it. A wonderful, blissful future with Nanami. With my sister. That was all I wished for. That was all I hoped for. Was I not allowed that wish? Was I not allowed that hope? Then, everyone should just disappear. This whole world should just be erased. And in my own head, disturbed by no one, inside my delusion, I could live in a world neither real nor fake. A world with just the two of us. Just me and one Nanami.
僕は
I peered into Nanami's eyes. They were glistening with tears. Nanami was looking at me.
ナナミがいてくれ
If I have Nanami,
それで
that's enough for me. I whispered that aloud, and the very next second, the world jolted.
サードメイト。
The third melt? My wish had come true. The world was enveloped in white. All and everything was consumed by it. And as literally as could be, it was all erased. When I opened my eyes, I saw the familiar ceiling of my container house. I was lying on my back, right on top of my bed. Huh? Had I fallen asleep? It felt like I'd just been dreaming about something truly horrifying, like I'd been dreaming about something truly nauseating. But it had been just a dream. It couldn't have been anything else. Whether that was reality or just a dream didn't matter to me. Whether this was reality or just a delusion didn't matter either. I felt a gentle weight on my chest. Moving my eyes toward it, I saw her. It was Nanami sprawled out on my chest. Our eyes met. Nanami was watching me closely. Her eyes were wet. Her cheeks dyed the color of cherry blossoms.
昨日の夜は
Thank you
ありがとう。
for everything last night. At first, I didn't understand what she meant.
ナナの気持ち
You accepted my feelings for
受け
you,
入れて
and
くれて
I couldn't be
嬉し
happier.
かった。お兄に愛しても
I couldn't be happier
嬉しかった。
that my big bro loves me.
お兄のこと
Big bro,
今までより
can't believe it, but
ずっと好きになっちゃっ
I've fallen for you way, way harder now. Right, so this must have been one of those so-called character routes you saw in Eroge. And surprisingly enough, I took this situation in stride. Nanami seemed cuter than ever right now. I couldn't help but think about how lovable she was. I saw her both as my sister and as a girl. Ugh.
これからも
You'll keep on loving me a whole lot from now on, won't you? And if I said,
たら
but I refuse? Well, habits die hard, I guess. Nanami's face soured as she sat up.
もう
Sheesh. I'm trying to have a serious conversation, you jerk. She got out of bed. Crap. How could I possibly make it up to her? That was when I noticed what was in my hand. Bringing it closer to my face, I realized what it was. A bangle. It wasn't the one I'd given her before, however. This one was way fancier, way cuter. It would look really good on her. Thinking to myself, I got out of bed too.
ななみ
Here, Nanami. I got you a present. Huh? I slipped it on Nanami's right wrist as she stared at me blankly. It was little, like putting a wedding ring on her finger, and that made me feel pretty damn awkward. Wow, what a cute bungle! Is this really for me? When I nodded, Nanami smiled from the bottom of her heart. She looked happier than I'd ever seen her before.
大事に
I'll treasure it, big bro.
ななみ
Nanami, we'll be together forever, won't we?
ずっと一緒だよね
Huh?
いきなり
Where'd that come from?
ずっと
Because
一緒にいて
I wanna be with you. Baby.
ななみと
I wanna be with you forever, Nanami. Diddy. What?
そんな大胆な
Do you realize what you just said? Like, that was really bold. Do you have a fever or something? Hey, reminder, name this video the Coffin of Takumi and Nana-chan. Or some shit like that.
あだったからかってるんでしょ
Oh, I see. You're just messing with me, aren't you?
本気だよ
I'm being serious.
お兄
What?
そ
Do-
それって
Do you
兄
mean
弟として
as siblings?
それとも
Or do you mean,
一人
as something
の女の子
else?
として
両方
Both.
両方
Both? Hmm.
両方
Both, huh?
お兄の気持ち
I think this is the first time you've ever told me how you feel.
ナナのこと
So, if that's how you feel about me, huh?
キモいかな
You think I'm a freak, don't you?
キモく
No.
ないよ
I don't think that at all. If anything, it
嬉し
it makes me really happy. This game was developed by Kit9 Studio.
いお兄
Well,
そこまで
since you got yourself to say all that, then I guess I've got no other choice.
ナナも一緒に
I'll be with you, big bro. I'll stay by your side.
ただし
However,
一つだけね
I've got one condition.
条件
A condition?
うん
Yep.
あのね
It's, well... Nanami squirmed ever so slightly. Her face turned bright red. She then stared directly into my eyes.
キス
I want you
してほしい
to kiss me. Those were her words. I'd do anything Nanami asked. My mind was already made up. She and I would live together. Just the two of us. I didn't need anything, yes, as long as I had Nanami. Nothing else mattered.
ダメ
Is that a no?
兄弟でキス
Do you think it's wrong for siblings to kiss? Yeah. I shook my... I nodded my head up and down.
そんなこと
I do think so.
ないよ
Yes.
お兄
Big bro. No, no, god damn it, no! I knew it was coming. No. With those words, Nanami leapt into my arms and kissed me. I was kissing my little sister. My sister's sweet sighs passed through my lips. I was over. Fuck! I was brimming with love for Nanami. But for some reason, for only just a moment, I felt incredibly sad. Warm drops found their ways down my cheeks. And those tears, as those tears flow, I felt deep in my heart, this world where Nanami was, I wouldn't let anyone harm it. I'd absolutely make sure it would stay safe. And no matter what happened, I'd always protect it. That can't be how it ends, right? So that's just how it ends. Nanami and Rimi get fucked and die in the third melt, and then I live in my container house with Nanami with the fake Nanami until I eventually probably fucking die. Well, that's the first route down. Okay. That's actually like really that's like a really dark ending, and I love it because the fucking like I laughed at first at the cut to the how fucked up his house was, but like it's actually really sad when you think about it. How Rimi's corpse and Nanami's corpses are just in there covered by rubble while he's going slowly insane with his brand new real booted Nanami that he loves ever so much. I mean, thank God the real Nanami died, because if she had to see that, holy fuck. But like, also, it's like it's still depressing, even though at least the real Nanami doesn't have to see her brother fucking fall in love with her. I'm surprised that was where it ended. I really felt like there was gonna be at least like one last thing.